Good morning, Gail and Michael. My name is Edgar Allan Poe. Perhaps you have heard of me through my writings. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some one gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more. Our friend, Don, has asked me to send a short thank you note for your consideration of his request." As I understand it, Don wrote, "Dear Gail and Mike, I wrote a screenplay about an incident which happened to my brother Curtis and me and made a YouTube video of it. That video is being very well received by the public and I would like to talk to the film department at Duke University about producing it. Could you arrange introductions for me? I am thinking bicycle thief style. Low budget, although I do not foresee any financing problems. Thanks for your consideration of this request. Don." Mike replied, and I quote, "Hi, Don. Congratulations on producing the video, but I'm afraid you've overestimated my ability to reach people in the film world. My expertise, such as it is in a different area. When we decided to put on old movies in Hillsborough, I reached out to different young academics who one way or another were connected to film to help with the discussions, but I have no special connection to their departments. On top of that, I think it's a mistake to suppose film departments could do this if they wanted to. I really don't know how you would go about this, but my suggestion would be to look for grants. You might, for example, go to the Orange County Arts Commission and lay it out before them. Your suggestion? Sorry I can't be more helpful, but it just can't. Mike. Your suggestion concerning approaching the Orange County Arts Commission is an excellent one on many levels. Art projects are notoriously hard to gain traction in the face of all the other problems society faces. There are other problems with gaining traction with social gatekeepers. Literary hoaxes. Secret identities. J.T. Leroy, aka Savannah Knoop, and Speedy, aka Laura Albert, at a reading of Leroy's The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things in 2003. Photograph, Matthew Peyton Getty. Maybe you remember the embarrassment this caused the literary elite. As I am sure you know, Don is 85 years old, severely handicapped by respiratory problems requiring machines to assist in breathing. He has only left this room a handful of times during the past 3 years, mostly for hospital visits, and 3 of those outings were by ambulance. Writing is a lonely profession and in many ways the hardships of old age, declining health, pandemic isolation have proved a blessing in disguise. I have no doubt that money, guns, and lawyers will be made. Don could do it himself, probably over a weekend, using modern technology, such as artificial intelligence. He could do it in the film noir style of the 1940s. Film noir is a cinematic term used primarily to describe stylish Hollywood crime dramas, particularly those that emphasize cynical attitudes and motivations. The 1940s and 1950s are generally regarded as the classic period of American film noir. Film noir of this era is associated with a low-key, black and white visual style that has roots in German expressionist cinematography. Many of the prototypical stories and much of the attitude of classic noir derive from the hard-boiled school of crime fiction that emerged in the United States during the Great Depression. The term film noir, French for black film, literal, or dark film, closer meaning, was first applied to Hollywood films by French critic Nino Frank in 1946, but was unrecognized by most American film industry professionals of that era. Cinema historians and critics define the category retrospectively. Before the notion was widely adopted in the 1970s, many of the classic films noir were referred to as melodramas. Whether film noir qualifies as a distinct genre or whether it is more of a filmmaking style is a matter of ongoing debate among scholars. Film noir encompasses a range of plots. The central figure may be a private investigator, The Big Sleep, a plainclothes police officer, The Big Heat, an aging boxer, The Setup, a hapless grifter, Night in the City, a law-abiding citizen lured into a life of crime, gun crazy, or simply a victim of circumstance, DOA. Although film noir was originally associated with American productions, the term has been used to describe films from around the world. Many films released from the 1960s onward share attributes with films noir of the classical period, and often treat its conventions self-referentially. Some refer to such latter-day works as neo-noir. The clichés of film noir have inspired parody since the mid-1940s.